The 1970s gave us disco, muscle cars, and products that would literally kill you. We're talking about everyday items sitting in kitchens, nurseries, and backyards across America. Things your parents probably owned. Some of these are shockingly dangerous. Stick around for number 5, because that one was in millions of children's bedrooms. Number 1. Lawn darts, the backyard game that could punch through a child's skull. These things were everywhere in the 1970s and 80s. 12-inch metal-tipped darts you'd toss underhand toward a target on the lawn, kind of like horseshoes. Every backyard barbecue had a set, marketed as an adult game of skill, sold in sporting goods stores across America. Here's the terrifying part. Those weighted tips could strike with a force of 23,000 pounds per square inch. From 1978 to 1986, lawn darts sent over 6,000 people to emergency rooms. 81% of victims were under 15 years old. Half were under 10. Children getting their skulls punctured by a toy. 3 children died, including 7-year-old Michelle Snow in April 1987. A dart thrown by a neighbor embedded itself in her brain. Her father spent 18 months lobbying Congress. The very week the CPSC voted to ban them, another child fell into a coma from a dart to the forehead. The ban took effect December 1988. Just a backyard game. Lawn darts are still illegal to sell in the US and Canada. The CPSC still urges anyone who finds them to destroy them immediately. Number 2. Lead paint. The beautiful, durable coating that was slowly poisoning an entire generation. Before 1978, lead paint covered virtually every American home. Walls, windowsills, doors, cribs, toys, furniture. Prized for its durability and vibrant colors. Here's the insane part. Sherwin-Williams reported the dangers back in 1904. The industry knew and did nothing for decades. Children would chew on windowsills and eat sweet-tasting paint chips flaking off their cribs. Lead dust contaminated every surface, transferred straight into little mouths through normal hand-to-mouth activity. Even tiny exposures caused permanent brain damage, reduced IQ, learning disabilities, behavioral problems. High doses meant seizures, coma, death. Today, lead paint still accounts for up to 70% of elevated blood lead levels in children. Congress banned lead paint in federal housing in 1971. The CPSC extended the ban to residential homes, toys, and furniture in 1978. But here's the problem that won't go away. 29 million housing units still contain lead paint hazards. 2.6 million of those are home to young children right now. The dangers were documented for 70 years before anyone acted. If your home was built before 1978, that poison might be on your walls. Number 3. DDT. The miracle bug spray that was silently poisoning everything, including your family. DDT was everywhere in post-war America, sprayed liberally on farms, parks, schools, and entire neighborhoods. On summer evenings, trucks fogged residential streets. Kids ran through the mist. Families ate dinner outside while spray drifted over them. Over 600,000 tons were applied before anyone asked questions. Rachel Carson's 1962 book Silent Spring blew the whistle. DDT accumulated in the food chain, concentrating in fatty tissues. It thinned bird eggshells, nearly wiping out bald eagles. In humans, it caused liver damage, developmental abnormalities, and cancer. The EPA classifies DDT as a probable human carcinogen. Effects proved multi-generational, still appearing in children of exposed parents today. The EPA held 7 months of hearings in 1971 and 1972. On June 14, 1972, Administrator William Ruckelshaus announced the ban, effective December 31st. Human DDT intake dropped from over 13 milligrams daily in 1970 to under 2 by 1973. Bald eagle populations rebounded dramatically after the ban took effect. For decades, American families let their children play in clouds of poison while trucks sprayed their neighborhoods like it was nothing. The miracle pesticide turned out to be anything but. Number 4. Asbestos products. The fireproof miracle mineral that turned lungs into ticking time bombs. Asbestos was in nearly every building constructed from the 1930s through the 1970s. Insulation, ceiling tiles, floor tiles, pipe wrap, patching compounds, even hairdryers, ironing board covers, and artificial fireplace logs. Marketed as modern, safe, the future of fireproofing. It was in your walls, your floors, probably your parents' house. Here's the nightmare. Microscopic fibers lodge permanently in your lungs when disturbed. They cause mesothelioma, lung cancer, asbestosis, often fatal. Symptoms can take 20 to 50 years to appear. Court documents later revealed the industry knew the dangers since the 1930s and hid them. Over 100,000 Americans died or became terminally ill from asbestos exposure in shipbuilding alone. More than 80% of mesothelioma cases trace back to asbestos. The EPA banned spray-on asbestos insulation in 1973. The CPSC banned asbestos patching compounds and artificial fireplace embers in 1977. But asbestos still isn't fully banned in the US. A comprehensive 1989 ban was overturned by courts in 1991. People exposed in the 1970s are still developing cancer today. The fibers just sit there, waiting. 40 years later, the death sentence finally arrives. Number 5. Tris-treated pajamas. The chemical keeping kids safe from fire was giving them cancer. In the early 1970s, new regulations required children's sleepwear to resist flames. Manufacturers turned to brominated tris. 18 million garments contained the chemical. 7 million square yards of treated fabric sat in pipelines. Parents dressed their kids in these pajamas every night, thinking they were keeping them safe. Dr. Arlene Blum at UC Berkeley ran tris through the Ames test. The results were horrifying. Tris mutated DNA, a probable human carcinogen linked to kidney cancer. Children absorbed the chemical directly through their skin while sleeping. Studies showed kids wearing treated pajamas excreted mutagens in their urine. 8 hours every night, bathed in carcinogens. The CPSC banned brominated tris in April 1977. A year later, chlorinated tris got banned too. The apparel industry predicted collapse. Never happened. In 1996, the CPSC allowed tight-fitting cotton pajamas without flame retardants as a safe alternative. Tris chemicals are still used in furniture foam and baby products today. Parents trying to protect their children from fire unknowingly exposed them to something far worse. Every single night, kids slept wrapped in cancer-causing chemicals marketed as safety features. Number 6. Clacker balls. The simple toy that literally exploded in children's faces. Also called click-clacks or cur-bangers, these things were insanely popular in the early 1970s. 2 heavy acrylic balls connected by a string to a plastic handle. You'd swing your hand up and down, clacking them together in a satisfying rhythmic arc. Wildly addictive. Kids competed for the longest streaks. They sold millions across America. Here's what nobody advertised. Those acrylic balls could crack, shatter, or explode on impact. Broken pieces became high-velocity shrapnel, flying straight into faces. Eye injuries, deep lacerations, serious facial wounds. The handles frequently snapped during use. Even products marketed as shatterproof failed when the CPSC tested them. The balls cracked anyway. The CPSC enacted strict durability regulations requiring the balls to pass specific impact tests. Most couldn't meet the standards, effectively killing the original designs. In 1985, US Marshals were still seizing banned Clacker balls in Phoenix. Products labeled shatterproof were found violating regulations years after the crackdown. Modern versions only exist with softer, safer materials. Just a toy designed purely for fun that turned into flying shrapnel. Sometimes the most innocent-looking products hide the nastiest surprises. So there you have it. 6 products that were perfectly normal in the 1970s but are completely forbidden today. Every single ban on this list came after injuries, illnesses, and deaths that didn't have to happen. Companies knew, regulators were slow, and ordinary families paid the price. If this video made you look at vintage products differently, hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment with the one that shocked you most. I'll see you in the next one.